Rome was not built in a day. To see results from anything, whether it's the gym, studying, or business, it takes time. And not only time, but consistency. And the best way to be consistent is through habits. In this video, I'll show you how habits have helped me and how you can use them to help yourself. I remember in 6th grade, I tried to do a lot of things. Side hustles, as self-improvement culture calls them, but they always failed. I had a grand goal, like making millions of dollars, but I didn't have any methods to back it up. To see results, you need to put in work day by day. That's what I was forgetting, and habits are the way to plan consistent progress. Truth be told, I don't have a grand plan for this YouTube channel. Well, that's not completely true. I do hope that this can be my full-time job once I'm out of school. But it's not like that's the only thing I think about when making videos. Instead, I focus on what I'm doing today. In the end, we're all just making guesses. But I'd say this is one of the main reasons I've stayed consistent with this channel. Of course, I write that, then take a break from YouTube. When you focus on the small amount of work you're doing today, it becomes much less daunting. Habits make these goals achievable, as the action is obvious. Instead of having to figure out what you're going to work on to achieve your goal every time, in a sense, the goal becomes the habit, and your only responsibility is to complete it. Working for 2 hours isn't that hard, especially compared to making $1 million, billion, quadrillion, septillion, sextillion dollars. That's a lot of dollars. Routines and habits are so useful for me that I have my morning routine written on the wall. Well, it's on paper on the wall, but same difference. When creating a habit, you're not specifying the result, you're specifying the action. My morning routine doesn't say, your Chromebook should be in your backpack. It says, put your Chromebook in your backpack. While this is a small, rather inconsequential example, this can be scaled up. With habits, you're not focusing on the result. You're focusing on the action, the work. And I find this to be a much healthier strategy. Just imagine if I had a goal for the number of views each video gets. Let's say, for this example, the goal is the number of subscribers I currently have. As of writing this script, I have 110 subscribers. I'm curious, how many is it now? Nice, 116. My last video, as of writing this, has 17 views. Although, how many does it have now? Nice, 68. If that were my goal, all of the work I put into that video over the past week would feel worthless. But with a routine to plan, you're not worrying about the result. What? Basically, with a routine, all that's expected of you is the action. You can still be proud of going to the gym, even if you aren't Arnold Schwarzenegger. The effort of going and doing the work is enough of a result if you consider it in terms of habits. We can't control anything other than ourselves, so basing our success on other people seems silly. We don't know how the YouTube algorithm works, or if people will want to click on the video. It's not up to us. So why, then, do we base our success on others' decisions? Why do we take the blame for people not watching our content? And why do we feel good when they decide to watch? Why does that make us feel like our time was well spent? Good questions, me. Okay, this all sounds great, but how do you implement these systems for ourselves? Why do some routines happen naturally, while others feel impossible to stick to? Well, it seems obvious when you put it this way, but it's the things keeping you doing them. You can either rely on the whims of your motivation and dedication, or you can set up external systems. Neither has a 100% success rate, but I'd rather trust an alarm clock to wake me up than my neighbors. You might see this system play out in the idea of an accountability partner. If someone else is holding you accountable for doing something, you're much more likely to do it. If you were alone, you could ditch it without any backlash. But if there's someone there to watch you fail, you're much less likely to chicken out. One of the best parts of having a personal trainer for the gym is having them be an accountability partner. You just spent hundreds of dollars, so are you gonna waste it? I thought not. Of course, it's not just people who can hold you accountable. Just like I said before, it can be as simple as an alarm. As long as you don't turn it off, it'll keep ringing till it runs out of battery. I personally have an alarm for waking up, taking my ADHD medication in the morning, and when to go to shower at night. These all help me stay on time. There are also things outside of your control that create habits for you. For instance, I have to be at school and in the classroom by 8:30 every day. And if not, I get punished for it, which seems a little ridiculous. We're not the ones driving ourselves. But either way, it keeps me consistent. Side note, another reason I like routines is because they can be optimized for short time periods. Keep in mind, habits can be small things too. For instance, the path I take between classes rarely changes. I don't know if they're the most optimal, but I stick to them either way. For repetitive habits like this, they take away the need to make decisions and remember what to do. And I'm pretty sure this is the evolutionary reason why habits exist. If something works, why change it? Why waste brain power on something so monotonous? If you don't have external systems to keep you accountable, the best advice I have for you is external overload. When you start something, make an absurdly easy goal. For instance, if you want to start a YouTube channel, don't try to upload a good video, just upload literally anything. Don't worry about the thumbnail, title, description, or even the content. Remember, the world's first YouTube video was a 17-second clip of a guy mumbling about being at the zoo. The point is, you just need to start. Then improve slightly with each additional video, and before you know it, you'll be a millionaire. If you set up these systems, I can't guarantee you success, but I can say they've worked for me. This is the one time I was able to turn that little spark of motivation into something much longer and greater. The concreteness of these systems is their greatest strength. You don't have to feel motivated to go to the gym, as long as you can lift the weights. But without an accountability partner, you have to be motivated to drive there in the first place. And from my experience, you can't count on that. So yeah, go do that thing. That is all.